guys, welcome back to Tiga Ritana. My name is Abby, and today we're going to be doing the solar plexus reading for this week. And I'm kind of excited for this video because the moon is in Aries, and I feel like that always, like, anytime the moon is in a fire sign, I feel it the most in my solar plexus because of that fire, that will, that like push, and it's usually ruled by Leo, so obviously hand in hand it goes down, it pretty much goes down. So I really love doing a lot of solar plexus healing, magic, spell work, whatever the case may be. I'm gonna be doing a lot of work. I'm gonna be doing some work with Segmet today because I want to tap into that warrior energy and get myself sorted in a couple, just a few things, you know what I'm saying, just a few things, because I feel like as we're using cardinal moons is a really good way to transmute that energy into your willpower, into like that solar plexus area, and really like heal that space, but also just kind of like clear it up and get myself like, and that's something that I've been doing all day, because anytime the moon is in Aries, my energy shoots up like nobody's business, and then I just feel like so energized, like driven, focused, like I'm just like, okay, I need to do this and that. Like, even though every time the moon's in Aries, the moon's always squaring half my chart, so it's really annoying and it gets emotionally like, ugh. But for the most part, I get really focused, and I'm just like, okay, what do I need to do? Let's go right now. Okay, and then it's like I'm good to go, basically. Okay, what is our blockage for our solar plexus this week? What is our blockage for our solar plexus this week? Oh, the root chakra. Why? Okay. What's our blockage for the solar plexus this week? Wow. Well, yeah. Okay. What's our blockage for our solar plexus? Child. Okay. Hold on. You know, it's always sad when this comes up as a blockage in the solar plexus, because the solar plexus is ruled by the sun, as you know. But you know, what can we do? Oh, bottom of the deck right now is the Emperor. That's interesting. Okay, what is our blockage for our solar plexus this week? What is our blockage for our solar plexus this week? Shit. Okay. So, all types of mad. So, how can we best heal our solar plexus this week? How can we best heal our solar plexus this week? Oh wow, that was clear. How can we best heal our solar plexus this week? Best heal. Okay. Those just wanted to jump out. Bottom of the deck, the Empress and the Ace of Cups. Okay, just hold on. Okay, so blockage for our solar plexus: King of Pentacles upright, the Magician in reverse, obviously Mercury being retrograde as well, but this Gemini moon is going to give us an opportunity to kind of still work with that energy. Then we have the Sun and Temperance in our blockage. Remember when I said when the moon is in Aries, I like to feel that into my solar plexus space? Why y'all got Leo and Sag in the block? Okay, we're gonna talk about it. Anyway, next is the Ten of Swords and the Three of Swords. Back to our minds. And then lastly, the Page of Pentacles. So we're not even like, if this is the beginning of power, this is the end of our power, and it's still in our blockage. So we're really not grounded mentally, in our emotions, in our joy, our content, our willpower is just really blocked. But let me just go over the best way to heal that this week. We have the Lovers and the Four of Swords. Yeah, that's that moon. Then we have the Page of Wands with the Wheel of Fortune. Then lastly we have the Five of Cups and the Queen of Wands. So this week really, our being ungrounded again goes into how we feel. This week is not just our mind, because last week it was like our mind, but this week is definitely our emotions and how they correlate to our minds and how they block the rest of our areas. Basically, that's really what the nit and gritty of it is this week. And it's kind of like we're mentally not in our power. We're just not. We're not there. If Mercury retrograde, I mean, fun fact about me, I was actually born on Mercury retrograde in Capricorn, which is just, it's a fun time. But so Mercury retrogrades for me usually are very much like, I mean I feel like I kind of do this anyway because I was born on Mercury retrograde, but I just have to reanalyze my thoughts, reanalyze things that come up for me, and it's not a time to be in fear, because I was born in Mercury retrograde, so why the hell am I going to be in fear of my own energy for the rest of my life? That don't make no sense, right? No. Okay, so everybody likes to do this whole fear based astrology for Mercury, when it's really about getting your mind sorted. That's really what it's about. It's like, hey, there's a lot of thoughts that pass through your mind space throughout from the last Mercury retrograde. I really need you to go revisit and really get yourself grounded, right back grounded, regrounded in some of those, or one of those, or none of those, whatever it is. You really just need to get yourself back in there, because you are lacking your power right now. You are not able to access these. And is it easy to be in your power and be in Mercury retrograde? Yes. If you're actively trying to sort it out, yes. And for my people who are like, yeah, but my problem is that, like, I realized, see how I said the mind, realized, that's mind. I realized that I'm really in love with my ex and I just want to talk to them again. And then you hear about how Mercury retrograde is the time when exes come back and you're like, nah, I don't want to have that. But what you need to understand is that when Mercury is in retrograde, it is not only you that needs to mentally heal from wounds, but it's other people. So if somebody's hitting you up to be like, you know what, I'm really sorry about the way I acted, don't just brush it off and be like, yo, I don't want you, I don't want to get back to you. Just jump into the Mercury retrograde, like, screenshots of what people be like posting on Instagram and Twitter and everywhere and YouTube and everywhere. It's like, don't just jump on the dismissed, because that's not what it is. If you need to take the time to forgive someone, to say, you know what, I appreciate you, like, clearing this up and healing those traumas. Each sword is a thought that has been messing and hitting and just stabbing at your heart space, and then this is just literally physically stabbing you to the point that you don't even want to get out of bed. This is like so depressed, like you're just like, ugh. And so when we have this combination, it's like you're gonna have people saying, you know what, this is how I felt at a time, but I didn't. And it's like a very innocent seed that is just like, this is how I felt and I kind of messed up and I really wish I'd done things differently with you. You don't have to get back together with that person per se, because Mercury retrograde could be a time to get back together with someone, to be honest with you, because it rules that kind of healing of communication between two individuals, two things, whatever the case may be. It provides that healing, so then you could progress. Is about revisiting past communication issues, past anything that rules that can be connected with communication, anything of the sort. It's about healing those past things so then you can move forward after it comes out of it. That's the whole point of Mercury retrograde. So when you have this kind of person not coming in towards you with, not in their full blown, I'm the boss and I'm like up here, kind of vibes, but in there like, you know, I really messed up with you, and I really like, I really should have done it different. I really should have done it. I didn't see your value in my life. I really messed up, and I'm really sorry, and I regret that, and I hope you forgive me for what I did. Are you gonna be the one that's gonna be like, it's Mercury retrograde, bye bitch? Like, are you gonna be the one? Because spirituality is not about being dismissive. It's about forgiveness and aligning yourself to your higher self. So tell me, how is your higher self being aligned when you're causing more trauma? Not just for you, but to other people. Because when you're kind of dismissing something and not accepting that you need to accept somebody else's apology, somebody else's healing words to you, what you may needed to hear, what you wished you would have heard before that you didn't hear, when you don't accept those things, it turns into a very toxic internal thing that it ends up right back at in your unconscious. Like that Scorpio thing, it just ends up like that truth of the whole situation that you're kind of putting down and dismissing. It just goes right down there, and it gets stirred up later in time, and there'll be another person that comes into your life that does the same thing. Why? Because you didn't want to accept the lesson, you didn't want to forgive, you didn't want to just do the thing. It could be so simple to not to create micro traumas, but hey, we out here, right? So the best way to heal this week, hello Gemini, it's really to have that like fresh Gemini kind of, they're the kids of the zodiac, you know. I say they, like I don't have a Gemini moon. We the kids of the zodiac. It's because my Saturn it ages me a little bit, okay. But the Lovers, as far as like this Gemini energy, is really asking you to reconnect. It could be to your inner child as well, but reconnect with yourself and really think about what's best for the situation, what's best for you, what is actually the innocence of the thing. There's a very innocent kind of part of this reading where it's just like, hey, you know, if somebody said sorry, they just said sorry. If somebody meant it, just let them mean it, and just let them say what they need to say, so then you can move forward and the lesson can be closed and the book could be closed, and then you don't have to repeat this shit again. Just accept that and then move on. Do your due diligence to then continue on into the thing. But really meditating on how you will move on, what your next plans is. This is very Sag energy. This whole thing right here, it's very Sag, and what we're heading to towards the end of the week, because the sun's going to move into Sag and then the moon's going to be in Gemini. So next steps, do not hold on to these micro traumas. Do not hold on to these mental wounds, these Mercury retrograde mental wounds that are coming up for you, because you really need to heal them, but you just gonna be stubborn and like in your ego and like not wanting to just be, you know, like, no, don't do these. Don't do these. If somebody really comes back into your space, just don't do it. How is blocking your will this week? It's because it's a bitterness. This is a bitterness. This is a like, you know what? Especially with this Queen of Wands, because it's like, oh, you know what? It's kind of like believing that you're in a better place, like you're in your power, but you're actually not in your power. That's really what this combination is. That's what it is. It's kind of like being cruel for no reason, being just dismissive for no reason, and just trying to portray something like what you think you are, where you think you're at, when you're actually feeling like this about it, and that's not going to help you. And the way to really shake that this week is to just flow, man. You need to just accept that things, don't think the negative of everybody that's kind of like what's coming up for you, like the things that are coming up for you, like don't think be so negative about it. Don't let people say what they need to say. Don't like leave people on red for no reason. Like, don't do that this week. This is not the week to be petty. Don't be petty. Just really get yourself sorted out. And if part of that sorting out your mind space so you can then move forward is like letting go of that thing that really hurt, it just really hurt, then just do that this week, because you're not gonna be happy if you don't do that this week. It's just about tempering how you feel, tempering this. And that doesn't come from a place of being like super smuggy and super like, well, you know, like, I'm fine. I don't know about you, but I'm fine. I don't need to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. Stay blocked or whatever. This is fake, just fake strength. It's just fake strength. It's not real. It's an illusion. This is fake. So don't do this. Don't forget that not only you are human, but they are human. And so you're not only hurting yourself by not accepting the truth and accepting what it is, accepting the reality of what it is now, but you're also hurting that other person. So really doing some inner work, inner child healing. It's going to help this week. Because our will is blocked by our ego this week. Her will, say that again, our will is blocked by our ego this week. So don't do that thing. Don't do that thing this week. Just don't do that thing. I personally just, no. Don't do that thing this week. I don't like doing that to people because I understand how Mercury retrograde really affects somebody. How it really says, hey, you know, I have to come back around because I just, you know, when a movie ends, it's literally like this. You know when a movie ended, but you're like, you know what, it really shouldn't have ended that way. I don't know why they chose that as an ending. That's kind of what it is. Mercury retrograde is saying, you know what, and the alternate ending to this movie is this. And this is what should have happened that didn't happen. And this is what was said that didn't get said that now is being said. So then we can all be just trauma-free out here. That's not the goal. I don't know what the fuck the goal is. But it needs to be a priority this week. Accepting the truth needs to be the priority this week. That's really the message that I'm getting. I haven't even picked which oracle card deck thing mobobs I'm gonna be using for this, so I'm gonna use okay, well, Ascended Masters 1, so let's do it. Okay, message for this week. General message for this week for the solar plexus chakra. General message for this week for the solar plexus chakra. General message for this week for the solar. Oh shit. Alright, hold on. Because everything in his mother just jumped off, so hold on. Oh, there we go. Wow, that is crazy. Okay. So, before I continue, because I didn't say this before, I do have the records open right now, the Akashic records, so that's why I feel like this has been a little bit I feel like specific to some people, I wouldn't say, but the cards that jumped out were nurture yourself, because we need to do that. This is very, very solar plexus thing to do. Leos do what before anything else? Right, so nurture yourself this week. Then we have see it from the other person's point of view. And this is what I'm talking about with the whole Mercury retrograde situation. Take yourself out of yourself. Don't be too egotistical. Don't do that, because your ego's blocking you this week. Then we have find the blessing in your current situation. And the blessing can very well be, hey, I forgive you. We don't have to hold on to this trauma no more. You know, I mean, hey, I'd be happy with that. Then we have mother, daughter, sister, wife. So this could have something to do with special somebody in our lives, but this is like very much divine feminine energy as well. So this is like that nurturing energy as well, because this is something that women do very well. But again, Cancer, be the one that they'll nurture you, but then they'll be like, but you don't do it to me though, and then that's the thing that creates a trauma. So just focus on doing this, like nurture yourself, but also understand other people's divine feminine energy, and also understand the need to not just nurture yourself but nurture others. And literally nurturing others can be as simple as saying, you know what, I accept your apology. Last card, because I'm petty and the universe is also petty, is peace offering, because we're all petty. Okay, anyway. I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and all that fun stuff.